Hi, Mr. Green here. In this beginner tutorial, I'll be showing you two methods of making ALS V4 to be first person only. We'll begin with the first method, which is the easiest and simplest, but at the same time, the least efficient method. Alright, let's open the ALS V4 folder, then the Blueprints folder, and finally the Character Logic folder, and then open the ALS Character Base Blueprint. In here, we'll go into the Player Input graph, and go to the Camera Action Input and delete it. Next, we'll go into the Variables window, and under the State Values category, select the View Mode Enum and set it to First Person. Now if we play, we'll see that we're in first person, and we cannot change back to third person by holding C on the keyboard. Although, for the best or the worst, with this method, we can still go into third person by setting the view mode enumeration to third person in code. Now, let's do the second method. I'll be right back with a fresh project, so we can start over. Alright, here we are again. This time, we'll do the second method, which is where we remove all related code to the third person. Alright, first of all, let's go in the ALS folder again. Then into Blueprints folder and then right into the Camera System folder. Here, we'll open the Camera Behavior Anim Blueprint. From here, we'll go into the Animation graph. Here is where you can create different states for the camera. To make ALS only first person with this method, we'll simply delete everything here, then add a modify curve at the output pose. Right-click on it, then add the Wait First Person Curve pin. Then set the pin value to 1. Great, now we just need to compile and play. Awesome! Now we're in first person, and if we try and change to third person, it doesn't work. Now we could leave it like that and call it a day, but not all of the third person code is gone yet. So let's continue. We'll minimize the editor, and go into the Camera Manager blueprint. Now, make sure you're in the Custom Camera Behavior function. First, we'll start off by removing the BPI Get Third Person Pivot Target node from step 1, along with the Pivot Target Variable Set node. Make sure you reconnect the next node. Now, we'll remove everything between steps 2 and 8, trust me, it'll be fine. Now we tidy up a bit, then compile. Make sure to save everything with Ctrl+Shift+S. And finally, we play and it still works. Great! We can, still mantle, use overlay states like normal and everything you could do in the vanilla ALS. In the content browser, go to Blueprints then Character Logic and open the ALS Base Character Blueprint. Open the Player Input graph, and search for the Camera Action Input, which is at the bottom, and simply delete it. Afterwards, open the Interfaces window, and under the Camera System category, open the Get Camera Parameters function. Then delete the third person FOV and right shoulder variables. Now go in the Variables window, open the Camera System category, delete the third person FOV and the right shoulder variables. Now, go into the content browser again, and open the Anim Character Blueprint, and delete the Pivot Target and Trace Parameters functions, then compile. And for the final step, we'll minimize, and then, in the content browser, we go to the Blueprints folder and open the Interfaces folder. From there, open the Camera Interface. In the Camera Parameters function, remove the third person FOV and right shoulder outputs. Then delete the Pivot Target and Trace Params functions entirely. Now, we play and everything works normally. Great! Thanks for watching this tutorial and I hoped you found it useful.